All right. Good evening, everyone. The Irish Hammer here with you alongside Joshyboy. Josh, welcome. Your usual spot
Thank you.
on Wednesdays. It's always our pleasure to have you here. Um, Still a little sore from Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, Been a lot of chatter on the Twitter box about various things, but there's only one thing we can do, and that's try to get a little healthy on the bye week.
Yep.
Hopefully, correct some things that unfortunately have plagued us throughout the course of the season, and get ready to go down to the Chlamydia Bowl down in Gainesville, Florida, and hopefully do something we hadn't done down there in over 20 years, and that's actually win. So,
Yeah. New Mexico State's first next week, then
oh, I'm
Florida.
sorry.
Yeah.
See, here I go overlooking teams, which ironically is Diego Poverty's old school, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
maybe we can demonstrate a little precursor and foreshadowing for what he's going to
Hope
see.
so.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not even going to get into all of that talk and stuff because it's just that it's just a bunch of garbage, and I know people get emotional
Yeah.
over things. I do as well, but I will say this: yes, there need to be some overhauling changes to that staff, but anyone that's thinks that Josh Heupel needs to go is, man, you just missed me with that stuff. That's
Yeah.
just crazy and emotional talk is all that is. So that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that because everybody's
Same.
talked it to death, and I mean it's my school, it's my team, it's my coach. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I sure as hell ain't coming in here wearing anything but this power tee on my hat and shirt. That's it's all I literally, like Ron Slay says, it's all I know. It's all I've known
Yeah.
since I was a kid and back in the '70s. So it ain't ever gonna change. I may not always like it, but I will always love it. So that being said, let's get into week. Can you believe it's week 11, Josh, in the college football
Man,
season?
it's flown by. I really can't believe it.
I mean, here we're sitting. We were just, dead. I call it the dead season. That's the season
Yeah.
between when college baseball ends and you have all of the summer with the NFL training camps, and then eventually fall
Right.
camp for college. Man, it seems like we were just talking about that just a few weeks ago. And here we are
Yeah.
now, the home stretch closing out. We've got a BCS, man. Woo, Lord. We've got a CFP uh, playoff ranking out already, and we're talking
Yeah.
about teams positioning and aligning themselves for conference championship games. So, man, it has flown by. So we'll
What
have to
they
savor these last few weeks of
what
college football.
what's that old saying? Ha, you're having fun and time flies by or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I know
Yeah.
they say days go slow and years go fast. Well, it's all
Yeah.
it's all
That too.
on it's all on fast forward right now. It feels like so.
Yeah.
Anyway, so these games that have already started, obviously, we're not going to really be able to handicap those or talk much about them. Although I did put out what I was doing with these games, and these MAC games, midweek MAC games, they're a lot of fun. Um, at least I think they're fun to bet. I didn't like them so much last week with Marshall and absolutely choking out, and then Tulane laid an egg. But anyway, these MAC games for me are fun, and so I was looking at Ball State. I got them at -1.5. It got up to -3 by the time it kicked off, but I actually played both these in teasers because you just never know with these crazy midweek games what can happen. So I don't like riding that for a lot of money. So I threw these in teasers. So I took Ball State and I took the under in the Toledo Northern Illinois game. And if I can let me pull my actual slip up here so I'm not just talking out my ass like, well, normal. Yeah, I got Toledo -1.5, Ball State +11, and then under 55.5 in the Toledo Northern Illinois game. And then I also slid another one in with Ball State +8, Toledo Northern Illinois under 52.5, and then South Florida -4. So a little live check-in on these games. We've got Toledo up 14-3 over Northern. Let's call it 7.5 minutes to go with the ball in its first half. And then Ball State leads Kent State 10-3. A little over 5.5 minutes to go. Ball State has the football as well. So both those looking like early, looking like good plays. So hopefully those come home. So we'll go to Thursday, Josh. Of course, we're still on our roll of 49 days straight with football on the TV. At least if you subscribe to the right people, you can see football every day until Thanksgiving. Anyway, so I'm looking at a game on Thursday that features Appalachian State hosting Georgia Southern. This Georgia Southern team is terrible on the road. I mean, god-awful on the road. Their last 2 road games, Josh, they've lost by 24 or more points. And they've allowed at least 34 points in every road game that they played in this year. So they're terrible on the road. And the last 2 meetings between App State and Georgia Southern, App State has won both by at least a 24-point margin. So I don't know why this spread is only 5.5, but I love it. I'm taking it, and I'm sticking this in probably every other teaser I put in over the next however many hours because I don't understand. I don't understand this line. I know neither team has exactly been world beaters this year, but Georgia Southern is just absolutely terrible when they play on the road. So I'm all over App State in this one. You have anything for tomorrow night's slate?
Not till Friday.
Okay.
Slate.
Well, I've got another one for Thursday. Then I'll let you give your Friday plays. We've got South Florida hosting UTSA. South Florida's still in the thick of this CFP race. They're going to need Memphis to lose twice for it to happen, and I don't know that there's big enough obstacles on Memphis' schedule for that to happen. But they're still going to play hard. We know Alex Golesh isn't going to take his foot off the gas. But it's a must-win game for South Florida, and in fact, I think it's a must-win by margin for South Florida. Now, this UTSA team's the one that popped up and just bitch-slapped Tulane last week. I don't know what I watched, but it was not the Tulane team that I have watched all season. So with them coming off a big win, having to go on the road and play a very hungry South Florida team that certainly feels like they have everything in front of them, I think this is a letdown spot. And UTSA's, they've been kind of hot and cold. They've been up, they've been down, they've been good, they've been bad. I think it gets ugly in this one. Their defense can be very generous, and we both know we've been big fans of Byron Brown all season. I don't like this UTSA defense taking on this offense on the road. So I love the over in this play. It's set at 67.5. I think USF can do the bulk of that heavy lifting, but I think UTSA can score in this game. So I do like the over. And I've already mentioned it in one leg. I've got USF in a teaser, probably going to pair that up with App State in another one. I just think USF has to win this game, and I think they have to win it big to keep any shot that they may have of sneaking in the playoffs. So give me USF UTSA over 67.5, and then I'm taking the Bulls. Teasers can get you anywhere from, I guess it's -6 to -4, -1, depending on how you play it. There's 6 point, 7 point, 10 point, 13 point. I mean, there's all kinds of teasers out there. So pick whichever flavor you like, and I would definitely take the Bulls to cover whatever number you come up with. All right, so we'll move to Friday. What are you looking at, Josh, on the Friday schedule?
Yeah, we're going to Northwestern and USC. So kind of two teams going in different directions. Northwestern going down, USC going up. So USC has a lot to play for still, possibly maybe a playoff berth if they win out. And I'm looking at this first half spread. So 7.5 is the first half spread.
Okay.
And I'm going to be taking USC to cover that -7.5. Just feel like USC's offense is going to kind of pick off where it left off from the Nebraska game. I know they didn't score a lot of points, but this offense is scary and it's really damn good, led by Jaden Maava. I just feel like they're going to put up a lot of points against this Northwestern team. And this Northwestern team, their defense is solid, but USC can score on them. And Northwestern is not a good road team. They're 1-2 on the road, and I just like USC in the spot. USC first half -7.5.
All right, good deal. I like it. Yeah, and the one was against Penn State, so not. Of course, that's I think before the wheels completely fell off, but not necessarily an impressive road win. They won by 1 point. Yes. So I kind of agree. I'm a big Maeva fan, and Lincoln Riley can certainly lay his share of eggs, but I don't know that this is the spot. I think this Northwestern team has played kind of above their weight class in a couple games this year. So, and I've seen some experts that like Northwestern to cover this game at 14.5. So I don't know. We've seen this USC offense absolutely explode on people. So I definitely like that first half play. And that was 7.5, correct, Josh?
Yes.
All right, cool. I also have one game from – no, I don't have two. I lied. We'll start with Houston and Central Florida. Now, both these teams are coming off of losses last week, but they're not the same loss. Houston turned the ball over 4 times and lost to West Virginia by 1 score. UCF lost 30-3 to Baylor. Not a horrible team, but you scored 3 points and allowed 30. I'm not buying UCF in this game. It's a pick 'em, which again I don't really understand. I think it started out at 1.5, and I guess it just got bought down enough that enough money came in. They just made it a coin flip. But I don't expect Houston to turn the ball over 4 times. You can't count on that. And, the old saying, hope is not a plan. UCF can't hope that Connor Wegman throws, 2 or 3 picks again this week. I don't see that happening. And Houston just overall is they're a better team than UCF. Let's put it that way. They're not great, but they're better than UCF. I'll take Houston on the money line. No issues there. And then my other Friday game, and it's actually my one of my best bets this week. So got to get the hammer out and polish it up. Memphis and Tulane. Memphis is a 4.5-point favorite in this game. Last I checked. Let's make sure. Down to 3.5, even better. I'm based on what I saw last week from Tulane, and I know that's not typical of probably what they're doing, but Memphis now they're in the driver's seat for the group of 5 to get in the playoff. They're the lead dog. So everything is in front of Memphis in this game, and everything is at stake. Like, these teams, especially this group of 5, whichever team emerges, every game from this point forward is must win. Like they can't slip up. So after Tulane got embarrassed last week by UTSA, and of course, the John Summerall rumors are flying of some of these big time openings out there. And I know Kentucky people are loving some John Summerall, and I've even seen his name associated with Auburn. And of course, this is all internet fodder, so you can't really put any validity or faith in any of it. But we know John Summerall is going to be a candidate, and based on the way they played last week, it seems that might be somewhat of a distraction. So couple that with the fact that Tulane has struggled on the road at times this season. They have to play Memphis, who, by the way, is the number 1 touchdown scoring offense in the red zone in college football. So when they get inside the red zone, they're not thinking about field goals. They're scoring touchdowns. And Memphis has been an absolute wagon for us this year, especially first half totals. That is Luce's favorite bet every week. And I think it's 8-1, if I'm not mistaken. We crushed it last week because they set it at 24.5. I'm not sure what it is this week. I didn't look at it, but we'll look at it right now. Because, Josh, it's our show, damn it, so we can do whatever we want.
I'm seeing 27.5 on my book on DraftKings.
Yep, I'm seeing that too, 27.5. Is yours at plus money?
Minus 102.
It's plus 104 on FanDuel.
Nice.
Over 27.5. So, I think about that. I kind of like it, especially at the way Tulane played last week. And this is a back-to-back road trip for them as well. They were at UTSA last week. They have to go to Memphis this week. Just everything kind of points to Memphis winning this game. And I guess we had a lot of money come in on Tulane. They're thinking field goal game. I'm not. I'm thinking 7 to 10 point Memphis win here. So regardless, another great teaser piece you can throw in there. You could even get Memphis at plus 3.5 if you if you play it right. So love Memphis in this spot. So I'm going to take Memphis and minus 4.5 against Tulane. All right. So Josh, if you don't have anything else on Friday, kick us off for the big slate on Saturday.
Yeah. So for my second official play, we head to the SEC in this matchup, the first noon window. So we're going to start Vegas, Georgia taking on Mississippi State. Georgia is laying 9.5 in this game. So Georgia coming off a tough win against Florida and the world's largest cocktail party last Saturday. And Mississippi State got a win over Arkansas last week. I'm going to be on the home dog in this game. I just feel like Georgia messes around with their food too much when they play teams. They were in it with Tennessee for the whole game, found a way to win. In it with Florida, for the whole game, found a way to win. They were in it against Auburn for most of the game, found a way to win. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if Mississippi State won this game. I feel like Georgia, it's going to eventually catch up to them, and they're going to lose a game before the season's over. So give me Mississippi State plus 9.5. I like Blake Shapen in the Mississippi State offense to get going in this game at home, and I maybe like one or two trick plays from Jeff Levy. So yeah, dogs plus 9.5. Bulldogs.
Okay. All right. Bulldog on Bulldog crime here on Saturday. I actually have this game on my slate as well. Josh, you know who the best cover team in college football is right now?
I'd have to say Mississippi State.
It is Mississippi State. They are 8-1 against the spread this year. And they're 4-4 overall, but they're a cover machine. So 8-1, 4-4. That math don't math. I must have wrote that down wrong. Let's try 7-1. My bad.
Yeah, 7-1.
So my apologies. Numbers aren't important when you gamble. I mean, come on. So, all right. So here's I hate when this happens because you know what I'm about to say, right? I'm on Georgia in this one. Minus the 8.5. And I shouldn't even play it because I'm still, I'm upset and my feelers are hurt and all that over the Tennessee game. I'm livid, wicked, pissed off at this Georgia-Auburn game last week because all Stockton had to do was fall forward and my -7 play would have cashed. But no, he had to take a knee on the 1-yard line, just like Todd Gurley cost me that bet. Gunner decided to do a repeat of it. But I think Georgia's got to have a dominant performance. The rankings are out now. You know Kirby's not going to be happy having to play a first-round game. So I think it's time that they take the governor off and flat get after it. And I do like Shapen. He's tough. He's competitive. He played really well against us. And I know it's down there, but I don't think it matters where Georgia plays football. So I'm on Georgia minus the 8.5. That's the number I got. If it's up to 9.5, even better for me. But I'm definitely going to throw this in some teasers. But I don't know, man. My heart's kind of with you. Like, I'd love to. Part of me wants to see Georgia just get licked in this one, but I just feel like that this might be the time where they take it off cruise control and put it full throttle. So I hate being on the wrong side of you and Luce both, but here we are yet again. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So we'll see. One of us is going to be right. Well, maybe not. I mean, because if Georgia wins by 9, then we both win. So I can live with that.
Right.
All right. What else you got for Saturday?
Third official play, we are heading to the Big Ten. Washington headed to Wisconsin. So I need 2 more wins to cash my Washington over 7.5 bet. Not going to go to a full game bet in this game. Going first half. So Wisconsin has been terrible this season.
Awful.
They've only won, 2 games?
That sounds right.
Yeah. So I am really surprised Luke Fickell has not been fired yet. And that's a good thing now that Washington is headed in the Camp Randall. So I am on Washington first half minus 5.5. I just feel like Damon Williams and that offense won't miss a beat. They have been on fire this season, except for the Ohio State game. And this Wisconsin team is just god awful. Their defense is awful. Their offense is awful. They can't do anything right. So give me Washington first half minus 5.5. Also, if anybody has player props, I like Denzel Boston anytime touchdown for Washington.
Okay. What number did you get first half?
Minus 5.5.
5.5. Okay. Yeah, FanDuel's already at 6.5 at minus 120. So that's looking really good. Yeah, in Wisconsin, the 2 games they won were the first 2 games of the season. They are on a 6-game losing streak, and they have looked horrible doing it. So
Yeah.
it's not even pretty. It's not even a pretty losing streak. It's an ugly one.
Yeah, really ugly one.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I'm with you. When the chopping started on the head coach run. I'm really surprised Fickle hadn't come in because it hasn't worked. Everything looked like it was going to be good for Wisconsin. It's been anything but. So I don't know how long.
Yeah.
How long he stays. So all right. Well, keeping the Saturday train going. I didn't do these in any kind of time order. Also, forgive me. It's not going to show up on the scroll through correctly, but I'm going to look at this Texas Tech BYU game. Game day rolling in for the Red Raiders, taking on a BYU team that has gotten really taken everybody by surprise. They've looked unstoppable at times. They've pulled out miracle finishes at times. The Bear has proven to be quite efficient at quarterback when they were going into the season not thinking they even had one. Definitely not playing like a freshman. But I like Texas Tech here. And the main reason that I like Texas Tech here has nothing to do with game day. It has nothing to do with the tortillas. It has nothing to do with Patrick Mahomes. It has everything to do with the way BYU likes to play football, and they like to bully people at the line of scrimmage. They're not going to bully this Texas Tech team. Let me tell you. BYU's had its share of struggles on the road this season. They had Arizona. They had to win that game in overtime. They struggled at Colorado. Really? And then they barely beat Utah at home in a 3-point game. I think both defenses are extremely, extremely talented. But, man, this Texas Tech team is they're a steamroller. They're legit. They're a legitimate threat in the playoff. I firmly believe that. So I kind of lean under on this game. I don't know if I'll get there with an actual play. I want to kind of see what the market does over the next couple days with that total. But 10 points is a lot of points, man. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Texas Tech minus the 10. It definitely will be a teaser piece play for me because I think Texas Tech easily can, they're going to win this game. I might put it in all of them. I might do a 6. I might do a 10 and a 13-point teaser with this game. Tie that in up there with App State and South Florida, maybe Memphis, maybe put all 4 of those in there. You definitely got me wanting to put Georgia in it now that you on Mississippi State in the points. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Whatever. I don't have these teasers ready, but when I do get them out, I will share them. I will post them so y'all can see what I'm doing with it, where I'm thinking. But I do like Texas Tech, and I don't know if I bet that yet or not. Pending. Don't you love live stream? Yes, I have bet that already. So I have Texas Tech -10 straight up, and I also have Texas Tech in a 6-point parlay at -4. So give me the Red Raiders. The fighting Patrick Mahomes is over BYU. All right, Josh, what else you got?
Fourth official play, we're going to the SEC. We're going to Florida and Kentucky. So, yeah, I know. One team coming off a win, Kentucky beating Auburn. One team coming off a loss, Florida losing to Georgia. So, gonna hold my nose. I'm taking Kentucky in the +3 in this game. So, Florida coming off a very tough, brutal game against Georgia, a very physical game. I just feel like Kentucky at home, they've had Florida's number in the series in the last 5 to 10 years. I just feel like Cutter Boley has played very well since he's took over as the starting quarterback. And if you get the ball to Kendrick Law, good things are going to happen. And I feel like this Kentucky defense is solid, and they can get enough stops to make it a one-score game. Wouldn't be shocked if Kentucky won this game outright. So give me Kentucky +3 at home.
Yeah, for whatever reason, with all the trouble that Mark Stoops has had against everybody else in the SEC, he seems to be able to figure out Florida probably better than anybody that I've seen in recent memory, not named Nick Saban.
Yep.
And it kind of pisses me off if you just want the truth of it, because he's beating them down there. He's beating them in Lexington.
Yep.
I had a note on this game, and bear with me because I'm trying to find it. That's why I'm going to keep running my mouth while I look. So I don't know what it is, but I agree with you 100% with Cutter Boley, because my buddies over at Heavy Pour Sports and the Border Rivals podcast that I'm on every Thursday at 9:30 Central. I'll throw it in there. I've really gotten a little bit more familiar with and paid attention to Cutter's game. And honestly, man, I really think with the right system, the right OC, I think he's going to be legit. I think he could be a star in this league. And considering, kind of the hand he got dealt, because, the latest and greatest Zach Calzada quarterback savior for Kentucky just didn't work out. So here this kid as a freshman comes in, and, man, he's gutty. He's tough.
He is.
I can't find my notes on it. Screw it. I don't care. Just FYI, if you're keeping score at home, FanDuel has Kentucky +3.5 at -120. So that hook is important. I can't stress to you enough how important certain numbers are in sports betting. 3.5 is important. 6.5 is important. 9.5 is important. Conversely, 7.5 is important. 2.5 is important. And it kind of goes up from there. So what's the odds, Josh, at your +3 at DK?
-105.
You can get +3.5, so you got to pay 15 cents more on the dollar, but you can get Kentucky +3.5 at -120, or you can just bump it up if you're DraftKings, because I know everybody's got their book that they like. So mine happens to be FanDuel. That's the one I always reference when I give odds. So you can buy that half point. Don't be afraid to, don't let anybody, line shame you into not buying up a point or a point and a half, or conversely buying down, because as I'm sitting here right now telling you, I made over $2,000 this season on 6-point, 10-point, and 13-point teasers. So let the heroes take the bad number, and I'll sit here and count my money and laugh my ass off at them. So don't be afraid or ashamed to buy points. Can't stress that enough. Get a good number. I don't care what I don't care what the sharps and the experts and everybody else thinks. Screw it. It's your money, damn it. It's not theirs. When you start betting with their money, then you can do whatever the hell they say. It's your money. You bet it the way you want to bet it. Bet it smart. There's no such thing as a safe bet, but damn it, there's smart bets. Make smart bets. Sorry, I got on a little tangent there. I didn't mean to get so emotional. I just say, I feel I would rather lose money myself than give somebody a play that doesn't hit. Okay.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because I'm going bet and gamble regardless if I sit here every week and do this or not. The whole point of all this is to try to help other people maybe make some informed decisions. There's always bad beats. There's always going to be stuff that happens. There's human beings and Las Vegas involved in this, right? So, and to some degree, I mean, we've even got, NBA coaches and NBA players and all that other stuff involved in it too. So there's plenty stacked against us, right? I just want to try to help anything I can. So for me, it's all about helping. I don't get a damn dime out of doing this. I do it because I love it, because I love y'all. I'm just trying to help. So, all right, enough of that. Kentucky plus 3/3.5. Get to 3.5. My next play is going to be just because, Josh. Okay, this is all right. This is like a $10 bet here. I'm not lying.
Right.
When I throw this out, but I just saw this number and laughed. And some books I don't even think are offering this game. Ole Miss is taking on the Citadel this week. FCS punching bag to the big conferences. Excuse me. Hey, I made it 38 minutes without coughing. My nephew went to the Citadel, graduated. He went into the Navy and came out an engineer. So I've got a soft spot in my heart. Ferris, can't take him anywhere, man.
Yeah.
T-Step, my brother, what's going on? Love me some T-Step, man.
What up, T-Step? What up, Ferris?
All right, Ferris, we can leave it right there, okay? Just leave it right there. Feel like when Forrest is running the kickoff back and they hold up the stop, Forrest, stop. I feel like I need to stop Ferris right there, because Lord only knows what's going to happen after this. Anyway, before we were conveniently amused by Ferris. The Citadel, 54.5 is the line, unless it's moved, because FanDuel doesn't even offer it. I had to look elsewhere to even see a number on it. I'm betting this play just because. Ole Miss plays Florida next week. They ain't worried about the Citadel. So I'm just going to throw what's the biggest Starbucks size coffee? The Venti? Is that the big one?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I don't speak Starbucks, so I don't know this stuff. I'm going to take a Venti out of my diet, which I don't have any, and I'm going to put $10 on the Citadel covering 54.5 points. That's ridiculous. My gosh.
Oh, wow.
So you're telling me Ole Miss has got to score damn near 60 for this bet to miss? Okay, I'll take it. Not that I don't think Ole Miss couldn't. I just don't think they will.
I agree.
There's no incentive for Ole Miss in this game to run up 55-plus points against poor old Citadel. So this game will be well in hand by halftime, and they'll be playing water boys, cheerleaders, and ethics professors or something by the time we get to the end of the game. So I'm just going to play that just because that's just stupid.
Yeah, I know. I know Citadel is they're D2, right?
They're FCS.
Yeah, FCS. I know Citadel is FCS, and we probably said the same thing about Ole Miss taking care of business against Washington State, and they barely held on.
Yeah, Wazoo should have won that game, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And they held Ole Miss 24 points, which I'm trying to look and see the highest scoring game Ole Miss has had. They whooped up Georgia State pretty good. They hung 63 on them.
Oh wow.
In the first week. Excuse me. 41 on Arkansas, 45-10 over Tulane. I don't care. It's $10, man. I don't care. It's principle. It's principle. If Ole Miss covers that, then it won't be the first $10 I've lost. So it's fine. Whatever. Let's see. So you're up. What else you got?
Got 2 more official plays. 5th official play. We're going to Iowa in this one. Oregon taking on Iowa, the CBS Big Ten game of the week. And Oregon laying 6.5 on the road at Iowa, over under set at 40.5. In the last game, Oregon took on Wisconsin, and people were really surprised that this Oregon team that blew Wisconsin out, they won by like 14, I think, 14 or 17. And Oregon, with a bye week coming into Iowa, has their mind on winning out, making the playoffs. And I see a blowout here. Iowa's had a really pretty good season so far, 2 losses, but Iowa has no damn chance Saturday. It's going to be ugly. Oregon might get 50 in this one. Give me Oregon minus the 6.5 in this game. Everybody's going to be asleep by the third quarter in this game. Oregon 6.5.
All right. Well, I can't say I'm on the wrong side of you in this game because I did tease this total, but I do like Iowa at plus 12. Crazy things have happened in Kinnick Stadium over the years. We've seen some pretty high-flying, prolific offenses come in there and get grounded and humbled. And this Iowa team actually has an offense. So I don't disagree that I think Oregon wins this game. And the 6.5 is a good number because that keeps it under the touchdown. That's critical that we're talking about. So not saying you're wrong, not saying I disagree. I just like Iowa. I think Iowa's got a puncher's chance in this game to keep it close. So I did take Iowa in a 6-point teaser at plus 12. We'll probably boost that on up there to 10 or 13 with something else as well.
Hammer, I have a fun proposition for you. Over 4.5 Iowa to cross the 50-yard line Saturday.
How many times Iowa crosses the 50? 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5, yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I agree with you. Iowa has a good offense. I would slightly lean over.
Yeah.
I just feel like Oregon is motivated and locked in ever since they lost to Indiana. Besides that Wisconsin game.
Excuse me. Well, and you look at their finish. They finish out, of course, they're at Iowa this week. Then they host Minnesota, which that should be pretty, Oregon at home is a different animal.
Yeah.
Even though
USC at
Indiana went
home.
in there, we've been proven that Indiana's not a fluke. You know, they had
Right.
they had to beat Penn State in overtime
Yeah.
when they played, and then the very next week they follow that up with losing by 10 at home to Indiana. They took out a little frustration on Rutgers, 56-10.
Yeah.
They didn't impress me with the Wisconsin win. I know they won by 2 touchdowns, but they only scored 21 points.
Yeah.
So they got Iowa, Minnesota. They host USC, and then they finish the season out at Washington. So I don't know. There's just a couple. I know Oregon's right in the thick of it, but Washington, they're sitting there at 6-2.
Yeah.
And I know both their losses are conference losses, but you know, that's not an easy finish. Minnesota's 6-3. I mean, they're 4-2.
And I would
in the Big Ten, so it's not going to be necessarily a pushover. But the fact that that game is in Eugene, I don't think Oregon has any issues.
And I know the game's at home, but if USC had a defense worth something, I think they would test them at Oregon.
They would, but and the other thing that USC has going against them is they have Lincoln Riley as their coach,
right?
And he can't win big games on the road.
No,
he's just absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
coaching. In-game adjustments, halftime adjustments, whatever. I like to say, he just forgets how to coach when he goes on the road. So I don't know, but if it turns into a shootout, now USC's got the horses; they can hang. If Oregon's defense shows up, then Lincoln Riley will be as lost as last year's Easter eggs.
Yes.
The Washington game, I think, is a bigger threat.
I agree.
To Oregon's playing. So at least they're not in a look-ahead spot. They've got Minnesota, who they can't overlook. I'm not suggesting that would be the case, but it's not – they get to go back home. It's not like they're going back home to play USC or they're going back home to play Washington, right? They're going to play Minnesota, who's I won't say paper tiger, but that 6-3 is definitely not the same as some other teams 6-3. Let's put it that way. So I think this game we'll find out what Oregon's made of, because this is probably outside of what they ran into with Indiana. This is probably going to be the best defense they will see the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So if they can unlock the puzzle that is Iowa's defense and do well in this game, then I'm going to be back on board with you. I think they can win out. If they go in there and struggle, and I think it's possible, and they have another close win, then we're going to have to take a long, hard look at Oregon for the rest of the year and what that looks like playoff-wise. Because I was all in on them, man. I was riding them, big time earlier in the season, and then stubbed their toe a little bit at Penn State, which at the time we thought Penn State was still good, right? Because that was back in September. And then they turn right around, and that 30-20 score in that Indiana game, to me, really doesn't indicate how dominant Indiana was in that game. Indiana whooped them. And they did it at Autzen. And that's not easy for anybody to do. So we'll see. I'm not out on Oregon by any means. I'm just I'm a little bit more of a pause. Let's wait and see, because I've seen them struggle where I didn't expect them to, and I think this could be tricky going into Iowa City and taking on this Iowa Hawkeye team. So for your sake, I hope you're right. For my sake, I hope they win by. I hope Oregon wins by like 8 points. I'll be okay with that.
7 or 8.
As long as we get over that 6.5 number, and we keep it under 10 or 11, so my heart doesn't sink again, then I'm okay with it. So
same.
We'll see how it plays out.
Next game, what do you got, Hammer?
I am looking at this is my upset special for this Saturday. and it's a god-awful game. I'll just go ahead and prep you now. I don't necessarily advise anybody playing this, or if you do, don't put very much American money on it. But I kind of like Colorado State this week to upset UNLV, win the game outright. I think it's a 4.5 or 5.5 point spread. I want to say it's 5.5 because how I kind of did my notes on it suggests
4.5 on my book.
4.5. Let me just see here real quick. Hey, just a nice little look ahead line here. Alabama's opening at a 7.5 point favorite against Oklahoma. That's for next week, of course. That's the first game that popped up when I flipped back over. What'd I say? Colorado State. Yeah.
Colorado State.
Yeah. Did they pull it? Oh, they put the Ole Miss Citadel game back up there, 54.5. I appreciate that. Well, screw it. I don't care what the number is. I wrote 5 when I looked at it initially. I guess it was 5.5 because that's what it says in my notes. So, numbers and colors, I'm pretty good. Shapes and letters sometimes give me problems, but we're going to say it was 5.5. Well, they were a 5.5 point dog against Fresno earlier this season. Colorado State won that game 49-21. The game is in Colorado Springs, and UNLV started the season 6-0. We thought, oh man, Dan Mullen's got them cooking. Yeah, well, he left the pot on the stove too long. They have absolutely fallen apart. They barely beat Air Force, Miami of Ohio, which I think that game went to overtime. They beat UCLA very early in the season before UCLA realized, oh, we're actually playing games now. And then they almost lost to Idaho State to open the season. Idaho State, who had to cover in that game, by the way. I have no confidence, trust, faith whatsoever in this UNLV team. Colorado State's only won like 2 games all year. I'm going to back them. It's a plus 170. At least that's what it was at the time. Money line play on Colorado State. But I think this is a terrible spot for UNLV, and I think this might be a repeat of what we saw with Fresno State. Very similar team. Same spread at the time, 5.5. And all Colorado State did was go out and win by 4 touchdowns. So I'm taking Colorado State as my upset special this week at plus 170 against the not running Rebs of UNLV. All right, Josh, what else you got?
All right, six final official play. Then I'm going to give out one lean.
Okay.
We head to the SEC. LSU and Alabama. Not going to play a spread in this one. I'm going to play a team total. And Alabama's team total is sitting at 30.5 against LSU. LSU is out of the playoff race right now. Brian Kelly got fired. I just feel like this team is checked out. The offense is checked out. The defense is checked out. Everybody's checked out on that staff. So I like Alabama to score a lot of points at home, and wouldn't be shocked if they score 40 points in this game against LSU. I think their offense is rolling. It's really hot, and Ty Simpson is not slowing down. So give me Alabama team total over 30.5 against LSU.
All right. Yeah. I think Bama's definitely the play. I thought Bama was the play before they fired Brian Kelly. That offense just can't. They can't manufacture points. They have trouble moving the football, and this rivalry's really intensified over the last 15, 20 years or so. I mean, especially in the mid-teen, 20 teens when, they were kind of back and forth, had some of those ugly 9-6 games and stuff like that. So, I won't say it's Iron Bowl crazy, but crazy things happen in this game, but not this year. Not with the circumstances surrounding LSU.
Yeah, not this year.
And I know the coach bump thing's kind of legit, and
I
can't imagine there's too many players upset over the fact that Kelly's gone, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Because if the sentiment is similar in the locker room as it is in the court of public opinion, then they're probably throwing a party down there. But regardless, they're, without a coach, and everybody and their brother has been linked to that job. Even Josh Heupel in some crazy sports writer or blogger or whatever they call these guys nowadays, fantasies. So just too many distractions down there, and the fact that they have to go into Bryant-Denny. Josh, when is that game? Is that the 3:30, 4 o'clock?
That is the 7:30 kickoff.
Okay, so you're going into Bryant-Denny at night after all the Alabama people are good and lit. 9.5, really? That's all?
Yeah, 9.5.
I'm probably gonna play that. I'm probably taking Bama 9.5. I think they easily beat LSU by 2 scores. A little surprised. Well, and then you look at the total at 49.5. It's slightly juiced, at least on FanDuel. It's slightly juiced to the over 49.5 at -115. I would think this game probably gets over. I don't think LSU's defense is going to be able to withstand the onslaught of Bama. And again, we go back to now we have CFP rankings. So Bama's number 4. So they're in the hunt for, obviously, they and A&M are on a collision course. We'll most likely see that play out in the SEC championship game. Both those teams ranked, A&M's 3, Bama's 4. I don't see anybody beating them the rest of the way. So this is setting up for epic championship weekend with Ohio State, Indiana being 1 and 2. Then you've got A&M, Bama at 3 and 4 potentially by the time we get there. So if all that happens and the committee stays true to their word in that they won't penalize teams for losing their conference championship game, because that's what you people have told us.
Yeah.
So that's what we expect, right, Josh? We expect to see the losers of these conference championship games not be penalized. So if things play out the way we think they're going to play out, then you've already got Bama locked into the number 4 spot. So it's Bama's to give away. It's Bama's to lose. And with all of the offseason scrutiny and the week 1 people ready to, sponsor U-Hauls backed up to Kalen DeBoer's house to get his ass out of town, there is no way that he's going to leave anything on the table from here on out. So I don't think there's any taking the foot off the gas in this game. So I like Bama's. I like the over team total. I kind of like over in the game. And I think I like Bama to cover that 9.5 points. So unfortunately it is Bama all the way in this one. And quite frankly, not that it really matters because, it would take monumental chaos and debauchery for Tennessee to even be entered back into that conversation. It's not going to happen. I'm not trying to sit here and give you one of these doomsday scenarios where Tennessee gets in the playoff. I'm not that guy. Go find somebody else.
Yeah.
But we just for postseason, excuse me, just for postseason and, recruiting standpoint, we kind of need Bama to win out, right? We kind of need to see them do well. And I hate the fact that we are, we've turned into being having to be fans of Peabody. Now we need Bama to do well. Dog, sometimes I hate college football, man.
God.
That I have to pull for teams that I absolutely despise, which, it makes no difference. Whatever bowl we go to is going to be sour grapes. It's not going to matter. But regardless of that, still you still got that recruiting factor where Tennessee lost 3 games. I'm hoping it's 3, but we lost in overtime to Georgia and we lost to Bama, and both those teams are in the college football playoff. Like yada yada. So, there you go. Anyway, man, I went way off on a tangent on that. Sorry. It's your fault. You the one brought up the game, not mine.
No, it's all right.
So I think that's everything I had. I did want to throw out, I mentioned, of course, if you're new or haven't watched all the way through or whatever, all these plays that I give out, I bet. Same with Josh.
Right.
We bet what we give out, okay?
Yeah.
But I also, everything I give out on the show, I also put into parlays, teasers of various shapes and sizes. Okay, so everything I gave you, that's going to go into a parlay teaser of some kind as well. Well, I also have a couple more that we didn't talk about. Josh brought up the Iowa game, so that's why I threw that one out there. But I also like UAB this week in a teaser play on points, and the same with Rutgers. Rutgers and Maryland get together, and in case you hadn't heard, Maryland fired their coach, which, Josh, of all the coach firings that we've had this season, I think that one probably surprised me the most.
Yeah, same.
Because I kind of felt like Maryland sort of kind of going in the right direction. I mean, I know we've played them a few times this season. I've been on them several times, actually.
Yeah.
And, I guess expectation. Maryland's 4-4, 1-4 in conference. Rutgers is 4-5, 1-5 in conference. So, neither one of them are competing for anything, conference-wise in the Big Ten. But Maryland's got to travel up to New Jersey, and I'm not even going to try to say dude's name, the quarterback for Rutgers, because it's a mouthful, and I just embarrassed myself more so than normal. But I like that kid, and he's playing really well, especially runs the ball, very athletic, creates a lot of plays with his legs. Not so much in the pass game, but dude's an athlete. So I kind of like Rutgers. I think that game's a pick 'em. So I took Rutgers. Let me see. I can give you the number. I put it out on the page, but hopefully everybody's watching us and not looking at my page. I got Rutgers +6, a 6-point teaser. So this game moved to a pick 'em. So I like Rutgers at +6. You can take that on up to, you do whatever you want to with it. The book I use offers 6-point, 7-point, 10-point, and 13-point teasers as plays, and you get a little bit of a better number than you do if you just go out and, buy these up. But you can certainly do that. You can go on FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever book you use, and just do alternate spreads, and make it anything you want. But I got Rutgers +6. I've got Iowa, as mentioned, +12. Got UAB +8.5. That was a 2.5-point game. Josh, I don't know if you're looking at it.
What game is it?
It's UAB. They're playing Rice.
Let's see.
Yeah,
2.5. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's 2.5. So, and for whatever reason, the only thing I can think of is the reason Rice is favored in this game is because it's a home game for Rice. This new coach that took over for Trent Dilfer, man, he's kind of unlocked this UAB offense. I mean, they beat Memphis for crying out loud. So I do not understand why Rice is favored in this game, but that just gives me more points to play with. So I like UAB. A 6-point teaser gets me at 8.5. And then that same teaser, I stuck Texas Tech -4. I got Memphis +1, which is just stupid. And then I threw Ohio in there at +3, which has already come in. So that little 6-leg, which again, you can find it on my page if you go to the Irish Hammer and just scroll through all my nonsense and making fun of people. It'll be on there. Man, it's a $25 play. It pays $137. So just a quarter unit play. Not a lot to lose there. And a nice little payout. This is like around 550, 500, 550, something like that, I think. So that's what I'm doing with some of those teaser pieces. And, hopefully anything either of us gave you on here tonight, you can use in something like that as well. So, because that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to win money. All right, Josh, anything else? Leans, teaser, parlay pieces, prop bets, goats for sale? I mean, anything.
Yeah, to end it, I have one lean in my teaser, so I'm going to get the teaser out of the way before I get to my lean. So, did a little 6-leg teaser. Balled Indiana down from 14.5 to 8.5 against Penn State. Took Oregon down from 6.5 to -0.5 point against Iowa. Took Kentucky +3 up to +9 against Florida. Took Mississippi State +9.5 up to 15.5 against Georgia at home. Took Texas Tech -10 down to -4 against BYU. Final leg of the teaser. Took Southern Miss -4.5 down to +1.5 against Butchie Boy in Arkansas State. That teaser pays 5-1. So quarter unit gets you $150.
Like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And Southern Miss, I talked about them a couple of weeks ago as a sneaky good play because they're a lot better than what people's perception of them are. Their offense is actually pretty good. In fact, let's just real quick. Oops. Those are letters and shapes give me problems. Don't look now, but Southern Miss is 6-2, 4-0 in the conference, and in first place in the Sun Belt West.
Yep.
But you didn't know that. Southern Miss team's pretty good. So right now, that's shaping up. If season were to end today, you would have Southern Miss playing James Madison for the Sun Belt Championship. So sneaky good. Southern Miss, I like it, and you're getting points in this teaser, which is even more beautiful.
Yes, definitely.
So that's great, and then getting Oregon at basically a money line play.
Yeah.
Indiana 8.5, I like that. Kentucky plus the 9 at home. Yeah, we talked about Texas Tech getting them down to -4. So. Yeah, man, I love it. I'll probably tell you on this.
Yeah, and my lean,
good looking teaser.
Yeah. Thank you. My lean before we end the show, we're going to the American Athletic. We got Charlotte traveling to Greenville, taking on East Carolina. East Carolina laying 28.5 against the Charlotte team. Man, the Charlotte team is god awful. They've only won one game this season. East Carolina can basically name their score in this game. Caden Hauser and company. Their offense has been hot. I look for them to continue on fire on offense against Charlotte. I would lay it with East Carolina against Charlotte in this game. Minus 28.5 against Charlotte.
28.5.
Yep.
See, it's at East Carolina.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Charlotte has sneaked in a few covers this year, which we know this football team
They
is
have.
terrible. Yeah, they're
Right.
terrible. They actually have sneaked in and covered a few games, but their last two, North Texas blew their doors off. They beat them by 34.
Yeah.
And pretty sure I had that in a teaser and they covered, but that was a teaser. And then Temple, my little nugget up there in Philadelphia, cashing my over 3.5 wins for me.
There you go.
They beat them 49-14. So
Wow.
You're right. This East Carolina offense can cook, and the defense is very good.
They are good.
A lot of people slept on East Carolina, I think, in the betting world. Yeah, I don't know that Charlotte at this point in the season, well, they won one game?
Yeah, one game, and guess who that win was against?
Monmouth.
Monmouth, yes.
The only reason I know that is because I was like, damn, are we playing basketball? I didn't know
Yeah.
Monmouth had a football team. I thought it was Charlotte
I did
versus
not
Monmouth
either.
on the hardwood. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the only reason I even remembered that. Yeah, they're I just looked it up. They're 1-7, 0-5 in the conference, and lost their last 5, and they are winless on the road.
Yep.
I think at this point, yeah, they're like, screw it. Let's just get to the end of November. So yeah, I kind of like you. I kind of like where you're at with that because East Carolina still, I mean, they're not going to win the conference, but they're still in the hunt to get bowl eligible. So this game will do that.
Yeah, I need 2 more wins from them to cash my over 6.5 win bet in East Carolina.
Yeah, so you're definitely getting that this week. It depends on which UTSA team shows up.
And they got Memphis at home and at FAU.
Wrong schedule. Yeah, I was looking at Charlotte's schedule. Yeah, Memphis is going to kill them. They do play. I was right. They play UTSA.
Yes.
And then Florida Atlantic. So it's going to be sweaty, Josh, but I think you're going to get there, bud. I think you're going to get there. I don't think they lose. Too. I don't think they lose 2 of those last 3. So they beat Charlotte.
I don't either.
1 more, right?
Yes.
All right. You got this. You got this. As long as, nothing catastrophic happens against Memphis. And, I mean, who knows, man?
Right.
I've seen good teams go into Greenville and leave unhappy. So anything is possible, but kind of –
anything's possible.
Kind of got to think that – can't hang your hat on that Memphis game, put it that way. But those other 2, you'll get one of those, no doubt.
Like you said, Hammer, you don't know what UTSA team's going to show up.
Yeah. The good thing is they are coming to oh, no, they have to go to UTSA. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I just caught that. Well, East Carolina closes their season on the road. They get
at FAU.
Yeah, they get Charlotte at home, they get Memphis at home, then they have to go to San Antonio and to wherever the hell Florida Atlantic is. You're going to get it, man. You're going to get it.
Thanks.
I'm confident.
I am too.
So, all right. Well, anything else you got for us? Anything outside of the world of college football?
No, I think we pretty much covered it all. That's all I got. You got anything else left, Hammer?
I'm just want to check in one last time on these 2 games that we looked at to kick off the show. So little under 11 minutes left. Toledo is up 28-3 on Northern Illinois. So the live over-under is 47.5. I'm sitting on 52.5 and 55.5. So that looks like that might come in. And then we've got Ball State and Kent State are tied. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter at 10. So I've got that teased to +8 and +11 for Ball State. So as long as Ball State can hold serve here and not give up too much more, which they shouldn't because this Kent State team is terrible. Well, they both suck. Let's be honest here. This is a battle of attrition. So anyway, so we'll see how that plays out. I'll post the winner once these come in tonight. And then we'll look forward to what we've got coming up for what looks like a beautiful weekend of stress-free football watching this time around, Josh.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, if nothing else from you, my friend, we will wrap this thing up. Thank you, everyone that stopped by. Hopefully we gave you some stuff to work with. And hopefully we see a bunch of tickets cashed this weekend. So I'm sure everybody is, but in case you're not, go follow Josh. It's at Joshyboy from Tennessee on the Twitter machine. Follow the podcast page. It's at DTH Podcast, Dropping the Hammer Podcast. And then, of course, you can find me on there. There'll be some plays posted on my page as well as on the podcast page. So be on the lookout for anything that you want to play, put together, or just kind of see what I'm doing with it. Fade it, play it, whatever you want to do. Don't forget, it's your money, not anybody else's. So you play how you want to play. Josh, as always, my friend, it's my pleasure to have you on and share this time. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
And I look forward to doing it again next week. Y'all
Sounds
take care.
good.
Go cash some tickets. Go Vols.